Hi guys, day 2 of the limbo build. I was up bright and early this morning pressing on. I've sheeted the top of the wing, as you can see. I've put in the shear webs and the capping strips. That's just lying flat on the bench now, just waiting for whitening the glue cures. See there's just some white glue, still waiting for that to cure. And once that's done I can turn it over and do the underside. It just wants cleaning up, good sanding, and the wingtips putting on. Got the firewall on the fuselage, along with all the triangular section down the fuselage. Got the servo tray in place. Got the T-nuts in for the engine mount. And I hope you can see now what I was saying about how it's just one former. So you do just have the firewall, the servo tray, and then the fuselage just this triangular section, and then the top and bottoms just glue on like so. So that's what we're going to do now on camera. We've got these sections here for the undercarriage, bit of sheeting for the bottom, more parts for the undercarriage. These come in two. It's plywood for the strength for the screws, and then the sheeting for the bottom of the fuselage. So she's coming together, we're pressing on. If I'd have realised how much how much time I've had, I could have probably picked up the pace a bit and got a bit more done, but I think we'll be alright. I think I'll be able to get it done for the weekend, all being well. Right, let's put the sheeting on this fuselage then and get it finished. Right, we'll start on the underside, and we'll start with the first of the undercarriage plates. So we'll get some glue. Now the white glue is taking a bit of time to dry. I think it's the temperature. So I'm going to use a combination of white glue and CA. So I'll drop a bit of white glue there. So you want a strong bond on these because it is like for the undercarriage. And what I'll do, just run a little bit of CA down the edge. And I'll just hold it all in place while the white glue dries. So line that up nicely. Without sticking my fingers with any bit of luck. Okay. Comes on. Then we go to F10. We'll drop that on first because that will give us the shape. If we put F10 in, we may lose the shape, so we'll drop this one in first while F10's in place without being glued. Again, a bit of white glue. CA just down the edges. Fingers back. Turn in there. Right. Stay down there. white glue along there. Okay, and we'll drop on these plates, which are pre-drilled for the position of the swaddle clamps for the undercarriage. So they're not really doing anything structural because the screws will go through to the ply underneath, so we'll just drop them on with a bit of CA. That'll be fine. Repeat with this one. That's that done. And then the bottom sheet. Just make sure that the back of the fuselage, the two triangular sections here are touching. They don't need anything taken off them. They go like that. So what I'm actually going to do is just drop a bit of CA there just to hold that where it needs to be. Okay, so white glue all the way down the triangular section. Don't need a lot. Thing with the Limbo Dancer is they're meant to be as light as you can get them, so you don't want to be like piling on loads of glue, and the airframe's never under much stress. And these things, you know, with the right engine, they fly so slow, they're so light. You know, to be realistic about it, if you have a heavy landing with a Limbo Dancer, you need to learn to fly. You know, they're just so delicate, so easy. Some white glue on there. Line that up. And that's as simple as that. That's the bottom done. Simple as that. Now with this top sheet, that's the slot for your vertical stabiliser, and that has to be 114mm from the back of the fuselage. So I've actually drawn a mark there at 114mm. And also do the same again. White glue down the triangular section. CI down the edge. Do one side at a time when you do the top. And then bring that one in, take that over. That's that. Easy as that. And then F11 just goes on the front, and you do have to leave the overhang here, if I remember right, for the wings to tuck under. So we'll do the same again. There we go. I'll just clean off that glue in there. See. That's it. All done. Just needs trimming, sanding. But that is a built fuselage. That is now completely done, pretty much. So, just leave that to dry. I'll tidy up this little bit here, and then I'll see what we can do next. See you in a minute. So I've got to go and do the school run in a bit, but just trying to find something else to do. I mean, I've done enough woodwork for one day, so I thought, well, what I'd quickly do, make up the tail skid, which is pre-cut plywood, and you get some triangular section. That goes on like that, and all you do is cut it oversize, glue it on, and anybody that's used triangular section will know it's never square. So you glue it on. What I do is I just put some sandpaper on the bench, move that backwards and forwards until it's flat, and then just sand it into shape. It all follows shape, and then that just sits on the tail like that. The other thing I've done is I've cleaned up the undercarriage. What you do, just get some sandpaper, light sandpaper, sand down the metal, clean it with acetone, put the undercarriage on in place using the swaddle clamps, bind it up and solder it. Well, I've bound the one side. I'm going to glue this on now, turn it round, we'll bind up the other side, and we'll solder it up. I thought it was just another job out the way. It's got to be done, so let's get on with it then. So I've already drawn a centre line down here for this skid to follow. So just going to drop it on with some Mitre Pro, some CA. Strong stuff this is. I'll activate that just to take the tackiness away. There we go. That's the skid on. All done in place. There we go. And you see swaddle clamps are fitted to ply plates we put on. We'll just clean these areas, sandpaper and acetone, bind that up and then solder it. They do send you some wire in the kit for this, but I prefer to use this stuff. It's earth wire from 2.5 twin and earth outside cable. I find it much stronger. So I'll bind this up. Keep it nice, really pull it tight. Really pull that tight. When you've done about 6 turns, get your long nose pliers and just squash it down and keep it tight. Some people say to pre-solder the piano wire. I've never done that. I've never found the need to. I find the solder, you know, if it's clean enough anyway, the solder finds its way in. Keep binding, crimping down tight. It's important to get them coils tight, and then curl that tab over there where we started. Down tight, keeping it all square. And then what I do is I'll come back down around the back, tight, and then one more loop around at the top there, and that just locks it down. Get it off. Tuck it in. And that's it, that's solid, that is. That's even without soldering it. Right then, let's get some soldering it and try not to burn the garbage down. Let's see if I've got just a heat pad. Nice and now I use the standard flux, just what I use for plumbing. You don't need a lot. Some people say don't use it. It's fine as long as once you've finished you go and get some hot soapy water, an old toothbrush, and give the whole thing a good clean afterwards. So all it is that this flux will just eat away for the rest of its life. So just clean it away and that's all fine. Right. Now I'm hoping I've got enough gas in this little torch to do this. If not, I'm going to have to use the big one, which I don't want to do, because that might really set fire to the garage. So at the moment I haven't got any gas. I've got to get some. Just heat that up. The solder doesn't need a lot of heat anyway. Right, it's not going to do it. I need a big torch. Be prepared to call 999. That side done. Whew. Just wait for that flux to start hissing away, starting to clean. A bit of solder on the top as an indicator, and then it's running, it's flowing now. And once it starts flowing, just feed it. And that's it. Simple as that. Actually, that side could do with a bit more. Don't like going over it again for a second time, but it's going to have it, it's going to have it. Let that go loose. Feed it. That's enough. That's it. Good solid undercarriage. I'll go and clean that up and I'll be back in a second. Okay chaps, right, I've cleaned that up now. So that's the important thing. If you use that standard flux, is just give it a good clean when you're done. That's good, neat, solid undercarriage, and we have a tail skid. So that fuselage now can sit on its own feet. So it's getting there. It's getting there. So this is starting to dry. I've got a sheet at the bottom, but I've run out of time for today. So that's tomorrow's job, along with the build the two ailerons and the horizontal stabbing elevator and rudder. They're simple, they only take a second to do. So let's just move the camera and I'll be back in a second. Right then, that's today. I should be back tomorrow. Whether I'll get a video out tomorrow, I don't know yet. I've got a few other things to do, so it may be Thursday. But yeah, pressing on. 2 days work, that's not bad. That's not bad. Like I said, tomorrow I shall sheet the bottom wing and make a start on the two ailerons, the rudder and the elevator and horizontal stabiliser. They're really simple to do. It's just square section. Honestly, they take minutes. I'll then sand it all, hinge those, make sure it's all fitting, and then that, hopefully by the end of play tomorrow, it'll be together as a wooden plane, which means that Thursday I can clean all this woodworking stuff off, and I can clean this bench off and get all the covering material and start covering it. Get it all covered on Thursday. These take me about an hour and a half to cover one of these. 2-3 hours maybe, gluing the tail on and stuff, and gluing the hinges in and things. And then Friday I'll just start fitting the servos, mount the engine, get all that sort of stuff done. So it should be ready and out my way, so I can get back on this thing. So yeah, just one other thing, building the plane for him, right? Now I sent him a picture of it earlier, just say, like, you know, making progress, and you know what the miserable sod did? Gave me a thumbs up. That's the best he could do. Do you know what I mean? Don't build planes for your friends, mate. It's not worth it. They just don't appreciate it. I might even keep it for myself. No, he does appreciate it. He just can be a bit miserable at times. But yeah, wicked. See you either tomorrow or Thursday. Bye bye.